Machiavelli's Wisdom Unveiled by Ollen Brown. Section 1. Early life and entry into public service. Niccolò Machiavelli, born in 1469 in Florence, Italy, into a family with a prominent legal background, began his career in public service in 1494. His upbringing instilled in him a deep appreciation for governance and the law. Rising through the ranks of the Florentine government, Machiavelli demonstrated sharp intellect and keen observational skills. During Machiavelli's tenure, Florence was embroiled in political upheaval, facing threats from rival city-states and external powers. Machiavelli served as a military commander, displaying resourcefulness and leadership on the battlefield despite lacking formal military training. His experiences in warfare provided valuable insights into the dynamics of power and conflict. Machiavelli's diplomatic missions on behalf of Florence showcased his negotiating prowess. However, in 1512, with the return of the Medici family to power, Machiavelli found himself dismissed from his positions and exiled. Forced to leave Florence, he turned to writing and reflection, grappling with the implications of his political exile and contemplating his next steps. During his exile, Machiavelli penned influential works such as The Prince and The Discourses. These texts would shape the course of political thought for centuries to come, earning Machiavelli a place among the greatest political philosophers of his time. Despite a later pardon and return to Florence, Machiavelli's influence waned, and he spent his remaining years engaged in intellectual pursuits until his death in 1527. Machiavelli's enduring legacy primarily rests upon his seminal literary contributions, notably The Prince and The Discourses, which have since become cornerstone texts in the annals of political thought. Section 2. His basic ideals. In a manner reminiscent of Socrates' call to action for individuals to prioritize the welfare of the state above personal interests, Machiavelli preached a different perspective, contending that leaders possessed justifiable latitude in employing any means necessary for the advancement of the state under their governance. Central to Machiavelli's discourse were considerations of religion and ethics, even though his analysis diverged markedly from a theoretical discourse on absolute moral principles. Rather, Machiavelli's deliberations pivoted upon pragmatic assessments of the actual outcomes created by ethical conduct and virtuous governance through the broader national interest. His overarching objective lay in the essence of desirable qualities in political leadership, predicated solely upon the need for national betterment. However, the advocacy of such an approach is inherently contentious, as it invites deliberation regarding the demarcation between policies benefiting the ruling elite and those fostering the general welfare of the populace. This conundrum underscores Machiavelli's enduring relevance and propensity for being invoked by different points of view across the political spectrum, ranging from communists to autocrats. The crux of Machiavelli's thesis resides in his argument of the traits needed for effective leadership, which frequently created tension between the attributes deemed desirable in a leader and those traditionally regarded as symbolic of personal virtue. He posited that the push for Christian ideals within the political arena, championed by his contemporaries, inadvertently created governance with traits that he perceived as unwanted, such as leniency and passivity. Machiavelli contended that while an individual leader might embody exemplary moral virtues, such qualities often rendered the ruler susceptible to weakness and ineffectuality in the face of the workings of statecraft. Section 3. Overview of The Prince. Machiavelli's intent in composing The Prince was not just for the mere necessity for a manual for weak rulers. Rather, he aimed to clarify for virtuous individuals the strategic lessons to be gleaned from the methods employed by their more ruthless counterparts. While many viewed Christianity as a guiding moral force, Machiavelli saw it as a pivotal factor undermining political stability in the Western world. He critiqued the narrative of Jesus as the epitome of benevolence and pacifism, arguing it was a conceptual hindrance to effective governance. From Machiavelli's perspective, the narrative of Jesus, characterized by suffering, subjugation, and martyrdom, exemplified a paradigm of weakness rather than strength, a sentiment often echoed by those who prioritize self-interest over doctrinal adherence. However, Machiavelli's critique did not entail a complete rejection of the utopian vision laid out in the Bible. Rather, he advocated for a pragmatic acknowledgement of the merits in politics and the imperatives of power dynamics. He recognized the necessity for individuals and societies to confront and contend with adversaries who espouse ruthless methodologies, understanding that the pursuit of justice and righteousness necessitates an understanding of the opposing forces at play. Machiavelli's exhortation extended beyond mere contemplation or aspiration, emphasizing the imperative of proactive engagement and decisive action in the realization of societal transformation. In essence, Machiavelli's discourse in The Prince underscores the imperative of pragmatic realism in the pursuit of lofty ideals, advocating for a strategic synthesis of virtue and strength in the attainment of societal harmony and justice. His insights continue to provoke debate and contemplation, challenging conventional notions of morality and governance. Section 4. A Good Leader. Machiavelli espouses an intriguing perspective on effective political leadership, encapsulated in the notion of criminal virtue. This intricate concept demands a harmonious fusion of kindness, strategic discernment, physical prowess, dauntless courage, and at times, a calculated ruthlessness. The ideal ruler, in Machiavelli's paradigm, must navigate the delicate balance between cruelty and kindness, employing swift and judicious violence sporadically to uphold a strong reputation. His discernment acknowledges the pragmatic necessity, regardless of religious affiliations, of resorting to calculated force to maintain order within a nation or populace. Machiavelli observed the downfall of virtuous rulers of his era, attributing their demise to the impracticality of adhering to ecclesiastical principles that prescribe generosity towards the avaricious, mercy towards the ruthless, and justice towards the unjust. Additionally, Machiavelli's discourse on leadership extends beyond the realm of morality to encompass the pragmatic realities of governance. He argues that effective leaders must be willing to make difficult decisions and take decisive action to protect and advance the interests of the state. Machiavelli's insights into the complexities of political leadership continue to resonate in the modern world, challenging conventional notions of morality and virtue. Section 5. How it applies to us. Machiavelli's timeless wisdom extends beyond history, offering a pragmatic framework for contemporary application in our daily lives. Consider our often framed, difficult decisions, not merely as challenges but as opportunities for ethical trade-offs, where we confront the delicate interplay of effectiveness and kindness. In echoing Machiavelli's counsel from The Prince, we navigate the complex choice between being loved and feared. Striving for a balance of respect, we cultivate relationships by being both amiable and commanding, fostering a balance that deters disobedience while fostering genuine connections. In this way, Machiavelli's insights become a pertinent guide for navigating the complexities of modern ethical dilemmas and interpersonal dynamics. Going forward, we must learn how to handle the balance we face as leaders. Machiavelli pushed for a colder, more ruthless approach to gaining power and respect. There is a line that exists between being feared and loved. Thanks for watching.